So Monday was, what do they call it? Easter Monday, hey?
Yes, yes.
It was a holiday. We didn't have any staff. We were actually, relaxing. We were actually editing last week's update video.
On Monday, yeah.
When we had some visitors come to the base, right?
Yes.
Kennedy and Herbert.
Yeah.
What did they want?
They came to tell us that Herbert's mother-in-law, she had disappeared.
In her mid-80s.
So she has already lost her mind a little bit. So with dementia, she's living with the mom and them, but then she disappeared. The morning they woke up and she was no longer there.
But she disappeared on Wednesday the previous week.
Yes, and they looked everywhere for her, but on that morning they had heard reports that people had seen a body in the river. Yeah, so they wanted to know whether they could borrow the boat and we could go together down the river to look to see if we can find her body. So our week started on a search or a hunt for a dead body in the river. Whoa, crazy. And partially you're thinking you hope we find her body, but at the same time you're like, we hope we don't find her body, because if we find her body, it's horrible to find a dead body in the
find
river.
Your mother in that condition in the river. I mean, you don't hope for that. So we were praying for success of our journey, but we weren't able to actually figure out what success would look like. I mean, we're praying that this lady would be found alive somewhere else, not in the river. Anyway, so we were unsuccessful in finding anybody, but we did actually get far down the river, almost as far as the Mayina Ford base.
Yeah.
But we stopped at a little fishing camp on the side of the river to ask the fishermen whether or not they might have seen a body floating by on the river. And
that was actually a nice opportunity as well.
Yeah. Well, they hadn't seen a body, but it was a nice opportunity to talk to them about the gospel.
Yeah.
And fortunately, Herbert was able to, share the gospel. Herbert's a lovely Christian, loves the Lord, and great evangelist. And there he was just sharing the gospel.
How incredible, despite his pain in terms of loss of the family member and the trauma actually which they were going through, being able to take that opportunity to share with somebody along the road, not rushing off, but taking the time and saying, this is a time to engage with this person and share the gospel and the love of Jesus. And I thought that was such a testimony to see somebody taking time out of what is a traumatic event to share the gospel with somebody else during that time.
So unfortunately we had to return without any solution to the scenario,
or resolution.
Anyway, it was great that we could help Herbert and Kennedy, they are related, to just go for that search downriver with looking for their mum.